We're back in Italy once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. And what a great race is in store for us today, here at the oldest circuit on the calendar, which hosted its first race all the way back in 1922. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest track in Formula One. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6-mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some close action. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Piastri, Tsunoda, Lando Norris, Daniel, Albon, Hamilton, Russell and Gabriel Bortoleto, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Nico Hülkenberg and Lawson, Gasly, Behrman, Jack Doohan and Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Ocon and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And alongside me a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend, Anthony Davidson. So here we are at Monza, Temple of Speed, lovely long straights, and well, that's it. It's easy, isn't it?
It's a little bit harder than that, Crofty, than you make out. I mean, yes, you do have those long straights, but it's linked by very tight, tricky corners. Big emphasis on braking zones around here as well, particularly into turn 1. You decelerate at the 150-meter board down to the 50-meter board, and you'll scrub off easily over 150 miles an hour. So yeah, it puts a lot of G-force on the drivers' bodies as they decelerate, and obviously it throws up a big overtaking opportunity as well come race day.
Okay, let's see if we can keep this momentum up. Let's get another points finish.
Another amazing place to start, guys. We are in P6, amazing position after a thrilling last lap in Q3 where I gave it all and I was able to be in P6. Well, today it's gonna be difficult to stay in this position as always, but this year we had good examples that we were competitive in these kind of places and we were able to fight from here, as for example last race in Zandvoort. Okay, first of all, before to see rivals and what we can expect, as always the strategy first. Today it's simple, guys. Here is one stop. But there is something interesting. My team is telling me that we should to start on hard tires, and for me I think that's not ideal at all. Not ideal at all, because if we have a safety car really early in the race and we have to put the medium, we can suffer a lot in the second stint, you know. So to prevent a possible earlier safety car, for me it's much more interesting to do that, to start with the medium. If I can pull it, let me select the strategy. Let's see if we can place the medium here and the hard at the end, something like that. That's, for me, it's much more interesting, guys, to do that, something like that. Even to speed not too much later on. Why? Also because, first of all, in practice 2 we were running on the 2 sets of tires. We complete the race strategy program on medium and hard to compare data, and we saw on Friday that the medium tire, yes, is a bit faster at the beginning, but in 5-7 laps the hard tire is almost at the same pace than the medium, and the medium tire, probably after 10 laps, the tire wear will be much higher than the hard, and it's possible that only in the first 10-12 laps the hard will start to be quicker, faster than the medium tire. So for me, the best tire for this race is the hard tire. But obviously, for the start, it's much better to start on the medium for 2 reasons. First, because we will have more grip in the race start, you know, and we are starting in the dirty side today, so we need more grip to try to defend from people that starts in the clean side of the grid, like my teammate just behind. And the second reason, as I said before, if we have a really early safety car, for example in lap 20, if we stop and to put the hard, no problems, we will go until the end. But if we start on the hard tire and we have a safety car in the lap 20 and we have to put a medium, it's not possible to do 33 laps on the medium tire. It's possible, but you will end up in the last 10 laps with no tires at all. You will suffer a lot to defend positions or to attack the car in front. So for me, the only right strategy today is this one. For me, there is not another possibility than this one, that is starting on the medium and putting the hard later on. So in that regard, I think that's what I want to make. About fuel, as always, I'm really good saving fuel. Normally I like to run, wow, even they don't let me to run under race fuel. That's the first time I see in my life that I cannot run under the race fuel estimated to complete a full race. So let's put just 1 lap extra, but I think should be enough. So yeah, I think we should be safe putting only this amount of fuel, trying to go lighter. Also, as we saw before, no rain expected today, so yeah, in that regard I think no worries about it. Also, track temperature, you cannot see it, it's just, you know, at the background of my screen, but here track temperature is 40 degrees. That's really high. Track temperature, that means the tire wear will be higher. That's why it's even more important to start on the medium and then switch to hard tires. Now let's see which tires are using the rest of the grid. So we can go here, race director, and here we are. Obviously, soft tire here is not an option. It's a terrible tire for race. So anyone is starting on medium or hard. Okay, Alex starting on hard tires as we were expecting. That means starting he starting on the clean side, we have an opportunity to defend, because starting on the dirty side we have a tire advantage, so that can compensate the start. Norris ahead is on the hard tire, so maybe we can, you know, get close to him in the start. Hamilton on medium, also Russell hard. Really mixed tires in the top 10. So wow, really mixed strategies. That should be interesting. So probably, if we have a very early safety car, these guys that are starting on the hard tire will suffer a lot, I think. They will suffer a lot. And even they will have to go to 2 stops if we have a very early safety car. So watch out with that. And yes, the back, and most of the drivers on medium at the back. Maybe 2 stops possible. Let's see. So, now, grid rivals. Okay, today, obviously, my main rival is my teammate Albon, that is just behind. In front, we have a Lando Norris, then we have, I think, Tsunoda, Piastri, Verstappen and Leclerc. These guys should be much faster than me in long term. Maybe in the first laps we are able to stay behind them, but it will be difficult. I think the most important thing here is first to maintain my place, P6, defend from Alex, and then try to stay as much as possible behind top 5 guys with DRS open. Here it's true that the DRS effect is not so high because all we are running with very low downforce setup. That means the DRS effect is not so high as in other circuits, but obviously it's much better to have DRS than not have it. That's why I will try to stay close as much as possible to the top 5 guys if I maintain the place in the start, to open DRS and to try to create a train of cars that could be pulled away from Alex or the driver that will be behind me, you know, in the first stint. By the other hand, we have behind us really quick drivers, as for example Hamilton, that is in P8, Russell, that is in P9. These 2 drivers normally in race will be ahead of us, especially Hamilton. Not sure Russell, because actually the race performance in the, we Williams are the 5th fastest team, and we have some upgrades here, but Mercedes haven't. So actually we are not as fast as Mercedes, but the difference is not so big. And in this track that as we saw last year, we are really competitive. This is one of the best tracks for the Williams car, where we need low drag, low downforce. This is the kind of tracks where we are faster and much more powerful. That means probably in this race we can say that we are at the level of the Mercedes cars, including Russell. So maybe Russell today is a rival, but we are fighting for position with the Mercedes. That's, I think, is possible. Not the same case with the cars in front as the McLarens, Ferraris and Red Bulls, but I think Russell today is a rival for position. Hamilton, I think, is not. Hamilton should be ahead. The Ferrari car is superior, but being in the DRS train, maybe we have options to fight with Hamilton also. So that means for me this P6 position is a place to defend from the start to the end of the race. So this is a place where we finished a couple of times this season, and why not to do it again? As I said, I'm not expecting to beat the guys we have in front. They should be much faster, but also the drivers that are starting on medium at the front, as for example Tsunoda, and who was the other one? And sorry, people that is starting on the hard as Verstappen, Piastri and Norris. If we have a very early safety car, as I said before, they will probably they will have to go to two stops, and maybe we have a opportunity to end up ahead of them as well. So anything can happen, and in the best scenario we can get a really good result. But obviously, first of all, the start will be critical. The start here is tricky. Turn 1 probably on this track is one of the most trickiest corners to start a race in the Formula 1 calendar. It's super narrow. There is no space for more than 2 cars in turn 1 and 2. And also there are very slow speed corners. That means it's super easy to have a contact with someone to damage the car or front wing, whatever. So I will have to be really cautious in the race start, guys, because as I said, turn 1 is super tight and easy to damage your car or your front wing. So also the options are to try to maintain the position with Alex, starting on the dirty side. The good thing here is that we have the inside of turn 1. I think it's an advantage, and also the outside of turn 2, that can be an advantage because the grip at the outside of turn 2 is at the outside. Also there is a bad, some cons, like for example in turn 2, having the outside, someone can push you off the track a bit, if they are in front of you. So we have to be really cautious, try to be really intelligent, really smart, and try to place the car in a position that should be safe to exit from turn 2 in a good position, or at least avoiding contact with the rest of the cars. Alex, I'm sure he will attack me. He's start on hard, so maybe we have a chance to gain a couple of meters at the beginning, even starting at the dirty side. But for example, I'm even more worried with Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is starting on the, I think, on the medium as me. Yes, he's starting on the medium. Also, he's in the dirty side. He's just behind. He's behind me, Lewis. But if he gets a really good start, I will have to watch out to look at the right side if he try to pass me by the right side or maybe at the left. So even I think I'm more worried because of Hamilton than even for my teammate Alex at the start. So we will have to look at that. And apart from that, obviously, try to do a good first stint on the medium. I will suffer probably at the end of the first stint with Alex. If Alex is just behind me all the time in the stint 1, he's on hard. The hard is much better tire as long we do more laps. So probably in the second phase of this first stint, Alex will be super fast and he will put pressure on me. He's behind. So the second part of this stint will be critical. Also, we will stop earlier than people that is on hard. Probably once we stop, we will have a bit of traffic that we'll have to clean up to don't lose places and to avoid overcuts with people that is on the hard tire. The hard tire will be really fast and really consistent, so I think there are two critical points. Second phase of the first stint and first laps we stop and try to navigate through the traffic with drivers that has not stopped yet. I think these are the two most critical points in this race. We'll try to avoid as much as possible. So I think that's the picture of this race. I think obviously surprises can happen. As I said, safety car, virtual safety car always is a possibility. So we have to be really smart to stay shape and to see what we can do. I think this is the analysis. Obviously, if I finish in this position, I will be happy, but the target is always to finish on points, you know, to be consistent, finishing consistently on points, and that's what I'm gonna try to do. It's gonna be difficult, you know, the midfield pack, and it's really tight here. The differences are really small here. This is a track where you cannot make big differences because there are a lot of straight line sections. So a mistake can be really painful and costly in terms of time and position. So it's a race where we have to be really consistent and really precise all the time. And this is the picture. So from now, guys, in 9 minutes, 10 minutes, I will start the race. We're only on Twitch, Tanifloss1. So please, guys, if you're on Kick or YouTube, actually, move on to my Twitch, follow me there, and enjoy this fantastic race with me. As always, it's gonna be fun. I will not miss it. And now, as I said, it's time to say goodbye to people on Kick and YouTube. Thank you so much for watching this race preview, and see you on Twitch. I will be on Twitch racing right now. See you there. Bye bye.